Hi, this is John with John's Pool Service. So your sand filter multi-port valve has a lot of different settings on it, from regular filtration to wastewater to recirculating and backwashing and rinsing. I'll explain what all those mean and why you would use each one momentarily. We're going to talk about the multi-port valve and some handle and some settings here. But the first thing I want you to understand is before you move this handle and do anything, make sure that you turn the pump off. We don't want any water running through here, through the pump and back to the pool when we're changing this. So anytime you change this, make sure you turn the pump back on, make your changes, and turn the pump back on. Okay? So, first thing, you want to make sure that the water has somewhere to go. All right? So, your hose, this is a discharge hose, you're going to stretch it out to wherever you want your wastewater to go. All right, let me explain a couple of these settings real quick, and then I'll explain why you'd use some of them. Okay? Waste. Okay? Waste is going to take water from your pump down there into this and straight out this side, straight out into the yard. It doesn't go through the filter. It just bypasses all that, okay? There's a couple times you would use waste. If the water's too high, you can put it on waste to drain the water down out of the pool, okay? If you want to, you can also vacuum on waste if you don't want your water to go through your filter. Okay, so it has a couple different uses, all right? Closed, obviously that closes everything off. If you have a winter here, that's for winterizing. This one down at the bottom where it says backwash, your water normally comes into the top of the filter, through the sand, through the laterals, back up through the middle of, through the pipe, then back to the pool. That's the way it normally rotates, or normally flows through the filter. When you're in backwash, it reverses that. It sends the water down to the laterals, through the sand, kind of shakes up the sand, knocks the dirt loose out of the sand. Then it'll go through your hose, through your backwash hose, out into the yard somewhere. Okay, so it cleans all the dirt out of the sand, so it filters better. Recirculate. Recirculate is just going to bypass your filter altogether. It's going to come in this line and turn right around and go back out that line, back to the pool. That is just bypassing your filter. So if you have it on recirculate, your water is not getting filtered, but it is recirculating. Rinse. Whenever you use the waste setting or the backwash setting, it's always good to rinse after you get done with them settings. And what that does is sometimes when you're backwashing, for example, it stirs the sand up and you'll get some sand in what they call your gasket in here. Well, you want to rinse all that dirt and sand out of here so you have a good seal. All right, so after you use waste or after you use backwash, you always want to rinse it before you go back to filter. We're going to demonstrate that right now. So as I said earlier, anytime you change this handle, okay, make sure you turn the pump off first. Okay, this particular pump has a switch, so the pump's off, nothing's circulating right now. Okay. I recommend you always depress the handle like this, like so, and always turn it clockwise. All right, if you pass up where you're going to, or going around again, you don't want to go back and forth, all right, because if you do, that might break that gasket loose that's on the inside. And it's always good to just go one way clockwise. All right, so you depress the handle, rotate it around, make sure it's in the groove there. In backwash. All right, so we're going to turn the pump back on. I don't know if you can see it or not, but out there's water coming out the end of the hose. All right, and if you look right here, a lot of this is what they call the sight glass. All right, you can see it's kind of cloudy. This is your indication of the water clarity and the condition of the water that's going out your backwash line. So you're going to watch his sight glass. You can see there's a little bit of sand in there because you're stirring up the sand, trying to get all the dirt out of it. And what you're looking for is you're looking for the water clarity. A lot of times it might be green or cloudy or milky, all right, and that's just the dirt and the debris coming out of the sand that you're washing out. All right, the purpose of the backwashing is to clean that sand up so it filters better. All right, the cleaner the sand is, the better it's going to filter the water. All right, so it looks like it's just a visual thing, really. You don't really want to run this more than about 2 minutes on backwash because right now you are lowering the water level in the pool, but you want to make sure you get it as clean as you can. So you're watching your sight glass. The water's cleared up quite a bit going through there. All right, so you're going to turn the pump back off. Remember, always turn the pump off before you move in this handle. Now the next step in backwashing is to rinse, okay? And like I said earlier, when you have it in rinse, it's going to help settle the sand back in the sand filter so it's not all stirred up. And it's also going to wash out the inside of this multiport head so you have a good seal. Right? So water don't leak through where it's not supposed to leak through. So put it in rinse. Okay, you're going to turn the pump back on. Yeah, and when you rinse it, you'll see that your sight glass might get a little clearer. That's fine, and you see some of the sand in there starting to push out. Okay, you only really need to rinse this for about 30 seconds. You don't need to rinse it for 2 or 3 minutes or nothing like that. You're just wanting to rinse out this pie gasket to get all the funk out of it. All right. So after about 30 seconds, all right, you're going to turn the filter back off. All right, depress this, always turning it clockwise. All right, right down in that slot. Make sure that's sit in there. You don't want to yank it or pull it or tug it real hard. All right, you just want to make sure that it's in the groove. All right, so now we're back in filter. Turn the pump back on. So that's how you backwash. You would normally have to backwash about once a week under normal circumstances. If your pool's green or it's super cloudy or something, you might have to go as much as twice a day until your pool water cleared up. But under normal circumstances, like I said, once a week should be fine.